Don't like your feet.
What feet?
So I wasn't going to put a body there, I was going to move it over, do you remember?
What feet? I haven't put any feet
You
there.
put those feet in, didn't you?
You done that.
No, I never put those feet in. You did that.
I can tell you for sure I did not touch those feet.
Are you sure?
Yep, that's your feet.
We're discussing moving the female figure. I've just sat on the computer, found an image that I like, which I want to base the female figure on, because at the moment we haven't got anything. And I've also worked out where I think it should go on the canvas. Cut a picture of canvas on Photoshop. And Marcia is feeling a bit of trepidation about me moving the figure.
This is your thought process as you have gone along.
Mm-hmm.
And I have gone along literally with your thought process,
Mm-hmm.
and agreed or very slightly disagreed or worked around your thought process. No, I like the balance with the way it is already.
Yeah, I don't.
I just think I like the idea of seeing her feet.
Well, I'm not happy with what's happened with this figure. I'm glad to get rid of what was there originally because it wasn't right, but I'm not happy with the position of it or the way I painted it, so I'm just taking it off, and I will have to fix it next time. I wouldn't mind also doing some sketches, preliminary sketches, because I think what I was painting out, my imagination wasn't coming out very well at all.
Marcia feels that Simon has a right to change things. She guesses that, in a way, he is grieving for his own loss. When he was 13, he had to have one foot amputated.
I let him make the change because I'm more about I have dealt with extensively this subject of loss and grief, where I still got loads of sketches and I can produce still probably 10-15 more paintings on the subject area, but I don't feel that need to explore that or open up anymore. So I've kind of shed so many tears over the subject area. I don't feel I need to So I'm thinking, well, if Simon feels he needs to express it, I know how important it was for me. That's fine.
No, I feel a bit frustrated by the painting in a way, but maybe you can't really see what's going on when you're doing it. But I mean, if Marcy comes up with what I think is a good idea, we'll do it.
But you wouldn't.
Never happened. Never happened. I'm enjoying watching the two painters working, though I'm not crazy about the painting, at least not as it is at the moment. The show that's on at the Tate Modern is more my sort of thing. Canvases by Mark Rothko.
Rothko's rubbish, and it can be
Rothko is
and
rubbish.
it can be proved to be rubbish because you can get a piece of canvas and get some colour and some brushes and paint rubbish on it, scratch and do things on it, and present it to someone with a very long, complicated explanation of your inner angst, and a selection of that audience will accept it.
But you just said that you could prove that Mark Rothko's work is rubbish.
Yes, because you could draw something equally as simple, and with the right backing and favoured with the right political situation, which is very important in the times from which you come. You can prove to, or not prove, but you can.
Not prove.
Well, no, not prove, but you can.
But you said prove.
Yes, because you can produce something else, which is equally as rubbish, can be supported by intellectual explanation.
Wankery.
But why did I like Rothko? Nobody ever told me about him beforehand, and I just went in there and liked it and got a feeling from it, which was probably accurate to what most critics say.
That's not proof at all, because I could find 1,000 people who've seen Rothko and thought it was nonsense.
Yeah,
what does that prove? What does that prove? It's not proof. It's not proof of anything because you like it.
Our painting days begin with big breakfasts. A friend of Marcia's dropped by yesterday and liked the painting. It meant something to her. And to Sam?
My problem is one of meaning. I don't see any meaning in it at all.
That's your problem. It's your problem because I see a meaning in it. So
No, it's your problem because you painted it.
no, but I don't care what you think. I keep telling you that.
There is no meaning on that canvas.
Well, I think there is.
I don't know if you can say there's no.
How can you say that when it's so obvious
What
that
is it?
someone's sleeping or dead and someone's
Who's
looking on?
sleeping or dead? You don't even know.
Everyone takes shelter from Sam's onslaught, but now I'm getting critical.
I think there's still a huge dichotomy between the bottom half of the picture and the top half.
Yeah.
The bottom half still strikes me as being figurative and realistic, and the top half is fanciful and not like any sky you'll ever see.
Also, I never quite got it before, but yeah, his body is extra long. So it's.
Well, I think
Yeah,
you,
it
look
looks
at, you
like-
measure his head, measure his head in real life.
I don't know. Sorry, right, hang on.
What's that? One. You just measure.
Yeah.
1, 2. No, come down.
It's about
So 1,
it's about 3.5 inches to the point of the jaw.
Okay. Length,
Yeah.
can't you?
3.5.
Okay, yeah.
Seven,
Seven.
Seven's 2, and then you got
It's
a little
9.
bit more.
No, it's you see, look
Yeah. But that's
to the
that's
belt.
It's 2 and a bit, which is what his head is.
No.
Before we can settle that detail, Sam is questioning the bigger picture.
And it has no meaning except the meaning that I supply with my imagination. And I don't think that's
But-
fair.
Well, the projections that you do onto a painting, you do that with every single piece of artwork and probably everything you come in contact with in life anyway. So
Rembrandt's self-portrait? Are you kidding me?
Of course
Are you
you do.
kidding me?
Yeah, of course you do. You put things in. People will look at Rembrandt's self-portraits and go, "Oh, he's feeling this." They won't know the stories about his bankruptcy or his love
You
life.
don't
at
need
that
to.
point.
You look at the man's face and it
Yeah,
tells
but they still will.
It's overwhelming.
It's an unhappy,
It's overwhelming.
It's an unhappy face. But what they project
his
beyond
experience
that.
of life.
I think that's so easy to say. Okay, what about Van Gogh's sunflowers? What do they mean to people? You know,
Light.
you know.
Light. It's all
People
about
project
light.
Lots of things onto the fields or the crows or
The glorious
the starry,
it's
starry
the
night
glory of
picture.
God's creation.
You know,
that's what he painted.
Yeah. I think
I
that people
wouldn't
don't
have
look
known
at
that
that.
notice
Yeah,
if
I don't-
someone didn't tell me.
Of course you know.
I don't see what the fuss is all about.
You see the
That
sunflowers and see the brilliant light coming
Do you
on
know,
it.
let me
I
say
wouldn't
something.
have known that when I first saw them. It didn't have that impact on me. I was wondering what all the fuss was all about. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but what?
Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry. I was wondering. I mean, yeah, you know, I can
in
look
his own
deep.
time, probably no one ever did some
I
stupid
can look
flowers.
deeper into it, and I can, and then I can get an explanation, and then I can say, well, okay, I get what he's saying there. But you can take loads of things from this, and you can sort of.
You're giving
break
on
it
this.
down to
You're
numbers.
giving ambiguous clues, and you're letting the
No, I-
viewer make up his mind what it's about.
No, I've spoken
I don't think that's a work of
No, I
art.
think you're talking rubbish. I think me and Marcy had spoken quite a lot about this painting, right? And whenever I've spoken to you about the painting, you start going, yeah, pretentious crap or whatever.
I didn't use the word pretentious.
No, but you said something like that, and I just thought, all right, well,
The
that's
word I
okay.
use is meaningless.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it is. I think when you're talking about grief and stuff like that, it is. But and also like
How do you know, where's grief?
there's someone laying down. Okay, and
You
there's
couldn't
someone looking
sleep.
at them in the kind. The actual figure is all actually called grieving woman. It's pretty obvious that's a grieving woman of some kind.
There are plenty of classic paintings of people asleep,
Okay.
and they look asleep.
But there's this other figure
There's
here.
no because of the skill they use. There's no way that person is
No,
dead.
no,
You
listen.
see them asleep.
Okay, look. If you want a clear explanation, it's quite simple. There's someone there laying down, dead. There's someone there looking at them, looking in a slightly grieving way. There's a multicoloured background, right? That's not what you normally have together in terms of grief, and that's about about as much information as we can give to the other person, okay, about what a painting's about. Beyond that, if I start talking about this thing about post-grief,
Oh, so you're going to have a caption on it. Grief.
No, it doesn't need it. I think anybody. That's why I'm saying this painting is a really obvious painting. You're saying it's not obvious. I think it's you who can't see it.